All right, looks like we're live. So if you're seeing this at a later date, just you might want to scroll ahead a little bit. We're gonna try to do a couple live streams throughout the month of May. We'll see how this one does, and we will do more content as needed. So if you haven't yet, go over and head to my Twitter here, right, and vote for what you want to see in May. You can scroll down and you got Bitcoin videos. Take your vote. Altcoin videos, live streams, or a mixture. So I want to see how many votes we can get there, and let's get right to it. So let's look at Bitcoin. Just put out a video. Go watch that if you haven't on the monthly close, right? We're looking at April monthly close, happened yesterday. So we'll cover Bitcoin just here for the first few minutes, see if we can get anybody in here. Again, if you're watching this at a later time, you don't care about Bitcoin or you want to fast forward, we'll do altcoins by request later in the chat, assuming we get any viewers. Otherwise, I'll just make a video for you to see, and we'll do kind of a couple alts. Look at some things that I think you should probably know about. So monthly chart, Bitcoin indecisive, April monthly close, spinning top candle right here, much like February. So we're looking and monitoring that. Based on indecision in the market, we have to wait and see when we close the month of May. So in my YouTube video that I put out, go watch that. We talk in depth about where we want to look at to the upwards and lower side of for May, support and resistance as well. But let's go ahead and look at the shorter time frame for the daily chart here. We're in this chop zone, right? So chop zone, right? Upside, downside, left side, right side. We are by definition moving sideways, right? More or less, we're within this zone, and nothing's really changed here. You could argue that a tinier zone down here, right? And we're trying to press down right now on support as at the top of that zone that we left it. Yesterday, over the weekend, Thursday, Friday, we got a little bit more bullish, try to hold up here. Now we're back in it. So we'll see where today closes. If we end up closing and holding kind of 28.5 area, then the odds shift to more upward side. Just by looking at this, right, trending sideways, we've tried to get bullish, right? We're probably looking at fresh local highs if we can hold up here today, in the coming days and maybe another few weeks. We have a couple of viewers there now, so let me know. Send me a chat, send me what's up. Let me know you're here. Right. Appreciate you tuning in. If we have, we'll try to do more of these depending on how this goes. So for Bitcoin right now, we're looking to hold this for today. The EMA 34 is in the orange there. That is at 28.3. I'd like to hold it. We wicked down there already today. If we close below that, we're just back in this zone. Okay. So then we're looking at our next moving average on the daily. The 50, 27.7. If we drop out of this zone, that's when a little bit more caution goes up for the short term. Right, we'd be looking at probably looking at a retest of the 100 at minimum, and I would say the odds on going on to the 200-day would somewhere thereabouts. Right, that is a good logical level on the weekly and monthly charts. So if you zoom back out to the weekly, right, that zone is pretty evident that if we drop out of here, right, that's our daily zone up there. If we lose that today and we somehow close around 27K or less at any time this week on the daily chart, then we're very likely going down to test this zone down here. We're looking at we have this is a pretty big safety net. Okay, so this is our breakout zone that we consolidated in all of the bear market, unable to get above a breakout here. So we're going to need to retest this at some point, likely in the next coming weeks, right? So this is on the weekly chart now. It could last, maybe through May and even June before we get down here. It could be this week, right? Nobody knows. We're looking at a 200 weekly test, right? This pink line, right? That's around 25K. Well, there's also our breakout zone. This would be called a throwback. So once you break out, a throwback is a bullish retest of that zone. So I would look for this to hold because we're in a nice uptrend here, right? We're just looking for a retest, a bullish retest. So anytime we're down here, looking for that to hold, that would be likely a great place to accumulate more if we get down there. But until then, right, we're in this zone on the daily chart. That's where I want to focus on. I talk more about that in my Bitcoin video today on YouTube, so check that out when you get a chance. But for Bitcoin, that's where we are. I'll leave it up to questions if you have any more on Bitcoin. Otherwise, I'll take some requests now for altcoins. It's still, keep in mind, we're in nowhere near altcoin season, right? You know, if you haven't looked at this, right, you can just go to Google and type in, altcoin season index, and you can find this very easily. And we're at a 14 now, up off the lows of 10. So we're still nowhere near altcoin season. I know my picture covers this up a lot. Let me see if I can shrink this down. There you go. So now we can see that, we're in peak Bitcoin season here, right? We're nowhere near alt season. And what does that mean? Does that mean alts can't go up or down? No, not at all. Alts can move with it, but you're not going to have those breakout, 2Xs, unless you're at least in this area. See this area early 2023. Remember, there were several altcoins that did 200-300% moves just right here. But you have to at least be not in Bitcoin season for that to be more likely to happen. So keep an eye on this. If you don't use this now, go to blockchaincenter.net. Hopefully you can see that. Just keep tabs on it so you don't have to take anyone's advice on, when altcoin season is coming. It's by definition right here, okay? So just, tip of the day there if you're watching here. So Bitcoin, any requests here, happy to do it. We got a couple viewers now, so, we'll do more of these as long as they continue to be relatively popular. Mini alt season in May, we'll see. Like I just said, I would love to see a mini alt season. This is a mini alt season right here that happened in, January, February, right? All we have to do is get this index above Bitcoin maxi season, right? This is look at where we are. We're not even close to it. So until we see this line creeping back the other way and breaking above 25, then altcoin season, no. Altcoin week, probably not, right? Maybe we start to get a move here, right? If we can get anything significant to 20s, 30s, then yeah, you'll see some alts start to run again, for sure, in a bigger way. 2x, of course. If we get even at 30, we could see some altcoins with the higher RSI, right? You want to be tracking those now, right? If you're looking at altcoins right now, watch the weekly and daily RSI. That is how to do it. Right? That's the only reason that indicator exists. Let's go look, right? Let's go look at Ethereum. Let's zoom out. We'll look at, here's your RSI here, right? The daily, right? You want to be comparing it to Bitcoin. If it's not outperforming Bitcoin RSI, then it's probably best to be holding Bitcoin. So Bitcoin RSI on the daily is at 49, right? Any altcoins higher than 49, probably not a whole lot of them, right? So that's why Bitcoin is the main goal to be holding right now. Bitcoin strength is better than the rest of the market. Now, you can also go to the weekly. I like using RSI on the weekly, right? Bitcoin's weekly RSI is at 60. That's bullish territory. Historically, for Bitcoin's entire life, anytime you're above mid to low 50s, you're in bullish territory. Just look at the damn chart and use your eyes for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it, right? When was the bull markets and bear markets, right? You're looking at, the charts, right? You could bull market, bear market, bull market, bear market, right? Look where we are, right? You don't have to take my word for it. Use your own damn eyes, and you can see we're in bullish territory. So Bitcoin's RSI is at 60. If your favorite altcoins are not even close to that, then I would suggest, probably pumping the brakes on those. They're not. We have plenty of time. We're in peak Bitcoin season. Bitcoin strength is at RSI of 60. The strength comparative to the rest of the market. Ethereum 55, right? MATIC. What's your favorite altcoin? If it's much lower than Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? Then there's no need, right? So just another tip for your toolkit on that one. So what altcoins do we have? Take a sip of water. Talking a lot gets my mouth a little dry. Hey, Costa Rica. We got Costa Rica in the house. 14 concurrent viewers right now. We're killing it. 14 viewers. Anchor. I can look at Anchor. Sure. First request for Anchor. Hot. Gayla, I missed a couple. I got to scroll back up. Sorry if I missed your coins. Just ask it again. If I am ignoring you, it's probably not by purpose. Okay, we got a lot of requests now. So let's go look at Hot. And actually, I have if you wanted me to look at a particular, exchange or against Tether or USDC, something different, you got to let me know that. Otherwise, I'll probably just pick Binance for the chart. So they're not always the most accurate, right? So we'll start off with hot. That it looks like to be our first altcoin. Now, looking at this, right, by definition, you don't need to panic just yet, right? This is almost every altcoin across the board looks very similar to this chart, right? You have your peak bull run moves, and now you're back at the base of the mountain, right? You have your mountain. Most people, unfortunately, buy coins at near or upper echelon of the peaks, right? Up to the upper half. I would say most of you watching this have purchased hot at some point above that line, right? If you bought anywhere down here, you're probably not too mad. But accumulation phases when it's nice and calm, right? Otherwise, you don't want to be buying, these, upper peaks, right? And most people, get the FOMO and like to buy, it's just human emotion. So don't beat yourself too much if you bought up in here, right? You're doing it right now by watching when things are relatively calm. So if you're a fan of these altcoins still, then you hopefully, if you bought anywhere below this line, you're going to make your money back if you just hold long enough, right? But not every coin. I'm not picking on Holochain at all, but I'm just saying some altcoins may or may not even go back to their all-time high, okay? So you have to be cautious in that, right? A lot of new money will like new coins. So new money usually fuels these altcoins. So just because it went absolute batshit crazy, multiple X's last time doesn't mean it has to do it just like that again, or even go to higher highs, right? But I would say for the most case, right, to put your mind at ease, if you've bought halfway up these mountains, you're probably going to make your money back, right? At least, have some patience, and know that, if you may not be able to, hopefully you didn't buy up here or the Pico top, but if you bought, doing a, 2 or 3, 5X, of course, you're probably gonna, get your cash back out of that. So don't panic on that if you're in this boat. But yeah, Holochain, down at the base of the mountain, like most coins, right? Let's put it back on log scale. And sometimes if your chart skews like that, just a side tip, you got to take off the Bollinger Bands. If you're not using Bollinger Bands, then your chart probably looks like this. I would definitely recommend using log scale for coins that, did, thousands of % gains. But Holochain, right, and altcoins, not just Holochain, but any coin that's still under the majority of moving averages or under the 21-week or under the 8-week, it's just not quite time yet. So you have time. You don't need to FOMO and panic buy all these, right? You have time. Now, once these moving averages flip, and you can just go back and look at the last bull run, right? And what am I talking about, right? You'll see this, right? You'll see the EMA 8s, the lower moving averages start to move up and cross big time, right? And this is, unfortunately, I think we're still probably in this area for altcoins, and we still have some time. Now, hopefully we don't have another black swan event coming and we're going to capitulate like this, but anything's possible. But I think for relatively speaking, I think we have some time. I think we're still in this area, this relative calm. But once you start seeing, daily charts and weekly charts start to flip like this, and you get moving averages sorted out least to greatest, you'll see your price action on top, right? Gaussian channel is great to use for this, right? When you see this channel turn from red to green, and then your price actions on top, it's go time, right? It's go time. So that is what I would use. If you don't use the Gaussian channel, right, do yourself a favor and, add it to your toolkit. It's on TradingView. It's easy to use. It's free. It should be readily available. It's Gaussian, Gaussian channel. And once it turns from red to green, right, you have 1 check mark, and then 2 is your price action on top. So for your coins now, right, most of them are not even close to it, right? You have some time. We're probably looking at 6 to 12, if not longer, months before a lot of the majority of altcoins are ready to do any kind of move similar to that, right? So we're still back in here. By definition, I mean, look at the chart, right? The Gaussian channel on the 5-day is the secret sauce. I get often asked why the 5-day. It has the least amount of fake outs. It's a little bit quicker than the weekly, so it can keep you a little bit ahead of the rest of the market. So 5-day Gaussian channel, if you don't use it, right? It's almost like a quick cheat sheet. If your channel's green, you're bullish. If your price action's on top, you're super bullish and you're ready to go. That's a safe kind of a lock in your coin. It doesn't mean you can't go down or have drops, right? You're not buying just because you're above it. But even if you buy here, right, and not a lot of coins just, flip to the green Gaussian channel and then moonship, right? Go look at Bitcoin, right? Let's just go look at that to show you a perfect example. Then we'll get to some more requests. I want to keep this stream kind of relatively short, and then we'll do more, throughout the week and throughout the month for sure. But looking at Bitcoin here, right? Buying right here, right? Perfect example, 5-day Gaussian channel, last July of 2020, right? If you bought here at 11,000, let's say, was that the absolute low? Were you going up for sure from then? Well, obviously hindsight's 2020 and you see that, but look at the drop right after, right? We had a 14%, 5-day candle, just a few weeks right after you would have bought at 11K. Maybe you kicked yourself, but no, that's not what to do it. This is the long term, right? So when the 5-day Gaussian channel turns green, price action's on top. It's pretty much go time for the long distance, not for the next 4 minutes or the next 4 days or 4 weeks even, right? Prices can still go down, but much more confidence in the market ahead. And we're probably still a couple weeks away from potentially turning that green for Bitcoin, and then altcoins will likely follow after that. So hopefully that helps. I know I didn't do a full in-depth review on Holochain, but we will do Gala after that. That is our next one. We'll do that. Get some more requests in. I'd like to do all the requests before we click off, and then we'll do more as you gotta hit the request button. Right. Okay. Now it should be there. All right, Gala. Let's look at. I'm gonna guess pretty similar. So coins that don't have a lot of history, right? You can still use the Gaussian channel. You might want to take it off log scale. Play with the log scale on the bottom right of TradingView. But again, most coins at the near or bottom are still under the 5-day Gaussian channel, so keep that in mind. But just a quick test on your coin. If it's on the weekly chart, I would put on the weekly. If it's above the 21 week, you're doing better than the most of the market right now. If it's below, you're on average. If you're way below, you're below average. But so Gala's still right in there on the weekly. Just have patience with these coins. You still have a long time to go, but a little bit short of a data on that. So I would go into the daily chart and kind of see the same thing. If you're under the 200 weekly or daily moving average, you're a little bit more bearish by definition, right? You have more time or patience here, right? You can see that tried to get a little bit more bullish. It's too early, right? Yeah. This is that move from when the altcoin season index, right? This is that move from Gala was from this. Right? When the altcoin season index was at 30 to 40, right? This is when you can get altcoins doing these kind of moves. This is during that was happening, right? So there's a 300% move off the lows. Why? Because it wasn't Bitcoin season, right? It was starting to look like a mini alt run, right? And that's why you saw a lot of people getting excited here, right? Right? When we get that again in the next maybe couple of weeks, months, right? Patience, just wait for this. Once this starts to get up here, then probably start monitoring altcoins a little bit more seriously, because you can really start to get some gains. But until then, right, you want to see this chart go above 25, right, to really get a grasp on altcoins. Until then, right, just remain hands off on altcoins. Just my kind of opinion. Bitcoin's the place to be right now. Bitcoin dominance is rising to local highs not seen. Let's put on the monthly Bitcoin dominance chart. I mean, look where we are, right? The EMA 34. We haven't tested that since we were bullish back in 2018, 2019, right? I mean, there's the last underside test of the MA 34 right there. May of 2019, fast forward 4 years, May of 2023. We are now at the EMA 34 again, pressing up, looking bullish, right? We're crossing our moving average. This is the monthly chart, right? So keep that in mind. Weekly chart, Bitcoin dominance. Again, local highs above the 100 week, pressing the 200 week. That's our next resistance zone. If we can somehow break out of 49%, if you see Bitcoin dominance above 49%, Bitcoin's going to be where you want to be. And then our next kind of resistance, 51% or higher. I mean, looking at the chart, I mean, we could go 52, 53 there, right? If Bitcoin gets above 50% dominance, even if you don't have any Bitcoin, you probably don't want to be in altcoins, because if Bitcoin goes up, altcoins will just watch and stare in awe. And if Bitcoin likes to correct 5%, 10% in a day, altcoins will get hit harder, very likely as the dominance rise. That's why you want to keep a little bit on tabs with Bitcoin dominance. Not super important to keep track of day by day, but looks to be in a bullish uptrend. I mean, look at the moving averages, sorted out least to greatest, right? At least on the short term, you have your 100 and your 200 week just above here. So keep that in mind as well. Another sip of water. Nice to see some familiar faces in here. If you're new, appreciate you tuning in. All right, now we can get to Anchor. Let's do Anchor on, let's do that one. So let's look at Anchor on the weekly. And another thing you can look at, just, you know, in a quick snapshot to know if you should even be looking at a coin, right? Your chart should not really look like that for years, right? It should not be in just a straight downtrend. I just inverted the chart there. So if you want to know how to do that on your keyboard, it's just hold down the Alt key and hit Alt I. You can invert your charts. Why would that be useful? Well, you can look for bullish trend. A lot more people are familiar with bull trends versus bearish trends. So if you're, you know, in a bear market, it's helpful to invert your chart sometimes, and you can, you know, get, you know, these bullish, right? You can see this, right? This uptrends, right? People just have an eye for, you want to, you know, confirm your bias to the upside or downside, looking at both ways. So sometimes inverting your charts can, you know, be eye-opening. But my point is, going back on track, Gala is in an overall uptrend, right? I mean, look at your price chart has basically since inception been trending up, right? So you don't want to see your price chart since inception, unless it's new, right? Unless it came in like at 2021 or something, then you'd have a little more leniency on this. But something that's like came into fruition in 2019 and is now down from that 2019 high, that would not be what you want to be in. But Gala gets the stamp of approval because uptrend, just a weekly snapshot right there, looking good. How about the weekly checkup? Trying to get bullish here, right? Nice move early 2023. But now we're back below the 21 week. So a little bit, you know, hesitation here for now because we closed last week under the 21 week. I would say hands off until, you know, we're back above it. We'll have plenty of time. Let's do our Gaussian channel check. 5-day Gaussian, right? We're in the middle of the channel. So no panic. Look, we tried to get bullish and get above the channel. That would have been good. But, you know, we haven't closed any candles above here. We're going to have to close above like 4 cents to really get a chance. I still think we're probably going into like, you know, Q3, Q4 before altcoins really get a chance to make another 2 or 3x move. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll monitor that on a weekly basis, nonetheless. So keep checking that. Let's see what else we got here. More requests. Filecoin. We can go look at that. I feel like live streams, you know, I like doing them, but they do take some time. I don't get quite as many views, so that's why I just kind of stick to Bitcoin videos for now, Bitcoin season. But, I mean, I feel like live streams definitely help you all more because you can get requests more. I can do many coins, and plus you get a chance to kind of interact with me. So, you know, I wouldn't mind doing live streams more. But I got to get more viewers to help, right? To help it make it worth it. To you know, helping 13 people is great. But I'd rather help, you know, 1,300 people or 13,000 people, right? So I feel like the videos just get a little more views. So first live stream in a while, so it seems to be doing okay. But help spread the word by, you know, sharing this live stream somewhere or the next one, or, you know, we'll do more. Okay, back on track. Get the Filecoin. All right. So let's look at Filecoin. Let's do our check. 5-day Gaussian channel, not much difference, right? So most altcoins should be, you know, in their 5-day Gaussian channel right now. The channel should be likely be red. If your coin's above the channel or the channel's green, right, it's better than most, right, by definition. So, but Filecoin, most coins should look relatively similar to this. Okay, Filecoin in the middle of the Gaussian channel. Let's take that off. Let's look at the weekly snapshot. We're under most coins, kind of flirting with trying to get above the 21 week, but until you're above that and holding it, right, it's just best to remain patient and accumulation, dollar cost average, right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to be putting like going 100% in here because we could very likely come down lower, right? If Bitcoin decides to go to, you know, 25K tomorrow, most altcoins will likely go back and give up most of these gains that they made in early part of 2023. So caution right now still on altcoins, right? It's Bitcoin season, not altcoin season. Okay. So now what you see here, right? Look at the kind of the average of this, right? You see, you know, if you're going to take an average, I'd say you're kind of in this average right now. So accumulation, right? You have your peaks up here, your troughs down here. If you eliminate those, right, this is pretty average. So this is a nice I would call this the accumulation zone, right? If you can, you know, average your price in here, right, going toward the next bull market, that's what you want to be looking for, right? Buying coins now when it's calm is going to pay off dividends likely, when, the peak hits in 2025, then we're looking to make these runs again. So if you're a believer in your altcoins for the future, now is probably a decent time to start accumulating, not in a big way, but dollar cost averaging in attempt to, look for that altcoin season when we get it. We're not close to it yet. So patience on alts, please. Just lightly tread on dollar cost averaging maybe. Coins that are above their 200-day, more bullish than not, right? Likely will move first. A lot of coins got this initial move off of January, February, and now are just simmering back to their average price over the last 6 to 12 months, right? As you're seeing with Filecoin, as you're seeing with a lot of coins, nothing out of the ordinary here. So don't panic on Filecoin. But, we're under all the moving averages. If you're under all the moving averages on the daily, weekly, any chart, you're by definition more bearish than bullish. And, flip side of that, if you're above all your moving averages, you're by definition more bullish, right? So, patience on altcoins right now. Nothing's huge. These will be great to do. When we're in altcoin season, altcoin requests going to be fun to look at. So, but we're still a good bit of waves from that. Thanks everyone for watching. All my, if you're a longtime subscriber, I see some of you in here. Appreciate all of you, and you know that. FTM. Yeah, 4x, good request. Hey, Athena, we can do 4x chart. Then we'll do FTM. I think that's our next. Oh, Casper, I missed Casper. Richie, I'll do Casper. Let's look at Casper. That was the first request. I don't think I missed anything else. If I did, again, just recheck. FTM. I have to go back in the chat. Sorry, guys. FTM. Let's see. FTM. I can do, again, if you have a particular one you want me to look at, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just click a random one. FTM. So we're looking, look at this. We're still under the 200-day, right? Most, pretty much average right now. Nice move off of the lows. Look at this low from November. A hell of a move here. We're looking at 300%. Most did about 300% on alts there. Now we're just back to finding our equilibrium. Under all the moving averages, more calm. But look at this one. It's better than some. We're kind of flirting with closing our first weekly candle under the 21 week. So you want to be cautious right here. If we close under here this week, like I said, we could give some of these gains back that we made early. But, nice setup. There's a couple of coins right now that have this kind of potential bullish setup, but you could also form kind of morph. A lot of patterns early on can morph, so you want to be careful. Some are looking like bull flags. Some could potentially morph into kind of these descending triangles, then fall off the map here or fall off early, or could be a fake out like this guy. So just be cautious right now for altcoins. It's Bitcoin season, right? Dollar cost average into alts right now for the long term, not for the next 3 days or 3 weeks even. But looking at the weekly chart, you want to watch your coins on the 21 week right now. 41 cents, 41.5 cents for FTM right now. Let's look at the Gaussian channel check on the 5-day, right? Upper part, right? You see the channel. Anytime you're up here, you'll see these candles start to flash these neon green versus you can see that there's no green down here, even though there are green candles. That's by definition on the Gaussian channel. If you're in this upper tier versus the lower tier, you're more bullish, right? And you can see that this one closed right in this upper part. That's why it turned that kind of fluorescent green there. So better than some, right? FTM's at least higher than most in this channel. We have a potential to turn green. All we have to do is like hold above 50 cent level for a handful of weeks, and this channel should turn green. You'd have a check mark, and then as long as your prices are up here, right? Check mark. You need 2 check marks. Your price channel green, your prices above the Gaussian channel, and then you're much more confident that higher prices are coming in the coming weeks and months. So FTM. Let's go ahead and do our next request was Casper, right? All right, Casper, a little bit of a younger coin, right? If there's more history on a different chart, let me know. Weekly, we got to take it. Sometimes if your chart skews like that, you got to take some of these indicators off, right? And then there we go. So Casper, basically uptrend for at least this chart, right? If this has more history on a different exchange, let me know. Let me actually go look. I feel like this has been around a little bit longer. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so downtrend, we're looking at 2021, but you know that came in kind of unfortunate timing, right at the start of the crash here. So no big deal there. The weekly, I mean, look at this, more bullish than most. We're above the EMA 8 on the weekly. We're above all of our moving averages on the weekly. You have your 100-week just coming into fruition right now, around 8 cents. Unfortunately, that's higher because, right, prices just since entering really are, that's when the DXY really started going, you know, bonkers to the upside in May of 2021, which is also kind of our rocky start to crypto, right? And downtrend. So I don't fault this one for having a downtrend because it came in kind of bad timing there. So looking more bullish than most here. Let's check our 5-day Gaussian channel. Looking again, look, we have a check mark because our prices are above, but we're waiting on the green to change. So as long as we can remain above like a nickel here at 5 cents, maybe in the next coming weeks, we're going to get this to turn green. And then so far right now, resistance under this 100 EMA. So I'd really like to see a push higher. And then also, you don't want to be closing below your EMA 8. If you do that, right, you start to become a little bit less bullish. So on any time frame, right, flip it down to the daily chart. We're green on the daily. And you're I mean, this is exactly what you want to see on a weekly or 5-day Gaussian channel, right? You turn green, your price action's above. Much higher prices likely coming. Doesn't always happen that textbook, but this is looking great on the daily. Your moving averages 8, 14, 21, 34, 50, 100, and 200 sorted out perfect and least to greatest. That's exact. This is exact. If you could see a chart happen like this on the 5-day or the weekly, you want to be in that coin, right? Now the daily is a little bit less confidence because it's, you know, a shorter time frame. You don't want to put as much weight into an hourly chart as you do a weekly chart. Hopefully it makes sense. But you know, looking good here. I mean, this is looking like a pretty decent coin, based on the charts, right? I like to focus on chart fundamentals versus, you know, whatever your project fundamentals are. I think that's important, more important than the stock market. I think, you know, your coin could have the best potential, but doesn't mean the prices are going to follow. So I look at the price charts first, and then I'll let somebody tell me, you know, what it's going to do in the next, you know, millennia to improve world history or whatever. So focusing on price is king. Price will always tell you, you know, what good things or bad things are likely to come. Now, another good thing, side note, in Casper, I know not many people, maybe are into Casper, but maybe you are. So we're looking at this right now. We're looking at a huge potential breakout here. I would say cautious until here, but because it's above all its moving averages, because the 5-day Gaussian channel has the potential to turn green, if we can get above, you know, 6.5 cents here, we kind of take out these kind of lows, this zone here, right? Look at these wicks kind of going back in here. We could be looking at a pretty good breakout of Casper if we can get above this zone. 6.5 cents, and we'd have some, you know, pickup pace to go. Watch this on the 5-day Gaussian channel. Watch that for turn green in the next handful of weeks here. But looks good to me, right? Looks good to me. I'll tell you blatantly if your coin looks like shit, right? No hard feelings, but I'm here to tell you the news and not you know, stroke your ego there, right? So Casper looks good. Let's see what else we can get. Athena, longtime subscriber, appreciate you. She wants to look at USD yen on the Forex chart, right? We can do that. I don't think we even need to go there, right? We can hit this. There we go. FXCM, right? I used to trade Forex a long time ago. I've been trading Forex. Let's see. I forgot to add it. Good job. All right. I don't like that. I like FXCM. There we go. There we go. Finally. All right. Mouse clicking problems. Okay. USD yen on the weekly chart. Are we more bullish or bearish? Well, goddamn, look at the trend, right? USD looks like it's, putting in, potentially this week, right? We'll see where this week's close. Remember, Forex markets close on Friday, right? Crypto closes on Sunday. And there are breaks on this, right? So usually Fridays afternoons tend to be pretty calm. These will open up again on, late Sunday evening, Eastern times. But look at this, right? So bullish, this is looking bullish, ready to break out. So even if you're not interested in the Forex markets, it can have a big factor in crypto as well, because guess what crypto is paired with? US dollar for the most part, right? So if the US dollar is gaining on the yen, right? US dollar is looking strong against the yen, right? We're looking at a breakout here. We'll see where this week closes, right? We have a little bit of minor resistance here, but look at the moving average, the EMA8 crossing up above now, right? Look how long that's been since we got this, right? So this is anything you can do, in the short term that you haven't done in a long time. When's the last time the EMA8 crossed above on the weekly? The EMA 21, right? February 2021, right here, right? Look what it came next, right? This is the same thing here, folks. USD looks to be breaking out against the yen right now. Potentially, you want to wait for this close, but we're looking good. As long as we can maintain above the EMA8 on the weekly, that's 134, 135, bullish, right? And, you can go look at, your Fisher transform. You want to confirm your trend, right? We'll want to see this. Look at the bullish buy got crossed in, late April even. So you could have got a head start on this even. Weekly Fisher transforms can, change your trading perspective. Look at the daily chart too. You want to confirm on the daily, the short term breakout, looking good on late last week, and now confirming that trend, moving up. So, looks good, to continue much higher, against the yen, right? So, uptrend in the long term, the primary trend is up, right? There's your primary trend. Primary trend is up. Here's your secondary trend, right? And now it looks to be like we're confirming to move back towards the primary trend, right? Here is your secondary trend and this primary trend. So you want to always look at the primary trend and then know if you're in a secondary trend or get ready to move higher and continue back along the primary trend. So that's what looks to be what we're doing. So hopefully that helps you, Athena, on the USD yen. I'm always happy to do Forex as well. I've been looking at that for a while. So, all right, what else we got? FTM we did, INJ, we can do that. I know that's a kind of a hot coin right now. We gotta spell it right. Oops, we gotta flip back to crypto though. Let's look at, we'll look at it on here, right? That's good. INJ, here we are. Look at the daily chart here. Hell of a move. Just looking at a snapshot based on other coins that we've seen, right? This is looking a little bit more bullish. 732% since the December lows for the highs. Even now we're up over 500%. That's more than most. So definitely worth noting. Paying attention to this one, holding the EMA 21 on the daily chart. Let's flip out to the weekly and see what we got a snapshot here. Look at that. Weekly chart. Moving averages sorted out above, holding above the weekly EMA 8, and we'll look at this. So another good sign here on this one. Look at these tops, right? That should have been resistance, power breakthrough. Now bullish retest on the EMA 8 on the weekly. Looking good here. What you would not want to see is a close, at least for the short term. This week, we don't want to, if we come back down, you don't want to close below 650. Not that it's bearish by any means. This is definitely bullish, more bullish than most. And you're also, what I'm just now noticing here, right? Look at this weekly kind of move, this move off the lows, these kind of loosely fitted W pattern. Those are bullish. And now we've broken resistance here, going all the way back to even 2022, right? This is a big sign, maybe an early indicator of things to come for INJ. As long as it holds the EMA 8, higher is got to be the narrative. If we come down, you'd want to hold that 100 week, right? 540. If we move below that, right, we're kind of risking coming back into this zone and getting stuck here. So I would kind of like to avoid this zone to remain bullish. If we come down and we bounce off the EMA 8, this is likely going to higher local highs based on this chart, right? And then we're looking at the next kind of resistance up in there, $13. Let me move this a little bit here. We're looking at this. It would be our kind of our next zone. If we get up in here, right? And we're not there yet, right? Look at where we stalled at, right? Underneath this zone. Why? I mean, just look at, you just look left. If you're wondering why prices are stalling, look to the left. There's probably a previous level that it's encountering, right? Look at this wick in February 2022, wicked right to the top of that zone. And now we're right there again. So if we can break in here, we'll likely get stuck in here for a little bit, but that's a good, right? We broke right through this one, right? We broke right through this resistance. We don't want to give all that back, right? So we're looking at the top of this zone. If we can bounce off of like the 650 area, we're likely going to hit this zone, and that's a good thing because now we're kind of stuck up here in the stratosphere, and we break this. I mean, there's probably no stopping this one. If we can get up in here, we're looking to break this. There's not any big resistance, right? This is minor resistance up here. I would look for all-time highs once 13 can hold and close above that, just based on that chart looking good. So patience still with altcoins, but this is probably the most bullish altcoin we've looked at so far in this amazing 18 view live stream. This is actually better than some of them have done. So another good side tip, for those of you still watching, use Heikin-Ashi candles. They'll tell you the bullish momentum. These are the opposite of regular candles. Wherever the wick is your momentum. Bullish momentum, a little bit indecision last week. But I mean, look how many bull candles versus bear candles, right? I mean, bulls are winning in a big time on INJ, so keep that in mind. I mean, look at the monthly momentum. I mean, it's all bulls here, right? No bearish momentum. A little bit of hesitation in March. Bulls all last month, excuse me. So Heikin-Ashi candles show you the momentum. Really good for confirming your analysis. If you think you're bullish, right, go to the Heikin-Ashis. They'll tell you. Daily chart. Right, look at it. Right, a little bit hesitant right now on the daily chart, but weekly and monthly looking good on INJ for the Heikin-Ashi candles. So check that out as a side note. Bullish on INJ for now. I mean, the chart looks bullish, right? Let me do the 5-day Gaussian channel real quick and see where we're at. I mean, damn, there's no wonder that it's more bullish than any other coin we've looked at today. It's the 5-day Gaussian channel is green and prices are above, right? It's by definition super bullish, right? You have one check mark, you're bullish. You have two check marks, which we have, super bullish. And there's that. Just looking at this, no surprise that it's the best looking alt that we've seen today. So kudos to whoever brought that up. Tarot traders, good job on INJ. I'll definitely be monitoring that. DP, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Let's see any other fundamentals out the window. Just look at charts, right? I mean, what's the reason why? Give me an example of a good, perfect fundamentals on the project, but poor performance maybe last cycle. I don't know. You want to look at any reason? How about Mr. Chainlink, the best fundamentals in the world? How did we all do last bull cycle for payoffs for ROI? Right, less fundamentals, more charts. Focus on the charts. I mean, I don't even care about INJ. The chart looks fucking spectacular, right? Buy charts that look spectacular. Don't buy charts that don't look spectacular. How hard do you need to make it, right? All right. Let's look at something else. ACH. All right, looks like it added. Let's get it up. Let's check it on the 5-day Gaussian channel. Hey, surprise, surprise. I bet it's going to be more bullish than most. ACH 5-day Gaussian channel above, and channel is green. So, okay, great job there. Weekly, I bet it's looking good, right? We're in this upper tier. We're going sideways. We're in this kind of a little consolidation zone after making a bullish up move. Let's look at the bottom to the top, 600%. Hell yeah. Up still 300% from the lows. Looking good. If we come back down the 21 week, we want to hold support there. If you're super bullish like this and your Gaussian channel's green, everything is looking good, you should not, by definition, be going below the 21 week. If you go down there and retest, that'd be a buy. That'd be a reaccumulate. If you miss this move, this is a good time for bullish coins. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm looking for coins that have these kind of cool down periods and retest the 21 week. That's where you're buying. And bullish uptrends, you're buying on the 21 week. Go look at Bitcoin anytime, last cycle, retest the 21 week, you're buying there, you're a rock star, right? You buy an uptrends on retests of the 21 week, and you hold tight, right? You don't want to buy these, 30%, 90% at the top of these weekly candles, not because they can't continue up, but because you're playing with fire a little bit. You don't know if this was the top, or if you're buying the top of these, you risk one of these, right? You risk one of these sell-offs, and then you're trapped up here for who knows how long. Now, not that you're not going to get bailed out, certainly by coins that are looking this bullish, but 21 week, that's where you want to be buying. If you're lucky enough to get a retest. Sometimes you'll just retest the EMA 8 and not go that low and then go back up again, right? Look at that just a handful of weeks ago, right? We did that. So looking good on the weekly chart. However, let me look at the stochastic. We're losing momentum a little bit here. So we want to see that kind of hold its ground. Fisher transform Bitcoin, and this, we're on the weekly chart, we're starting to run down a little bit, so we could be a little bit more of a retest of these lows, right? So you want to be careful. If you're want to buy, I would put kind of a stop loss under this wick. We should definitely not be wicking even under that, right? Look at the retest of that, right? This wick matched that wick. So if you buy the 21 week, do yourself a favor and at least have a stop loss of like 2.2 cents, right? You see that, the 22.32, just under that, right? You shouldn't by definition be going under that, right? Buying here, stop loss there, and a long-term accumulation. But if we close under that, why am I saying that? Because then we would be at risk of a rollover, and if we close under there or even wick under there, we're likely going to give some of this back, and we're probably at least coming back to our next level, which I would say is somewhere in that area. So it should not be doing that with this much bullishness. The 5-day Gaussian channel is green, but just kind of a protect yourself at all times kind of a thing, right? We're look at these two wicks, right? That wick here, that high 2275, that's high 2272. I mean, you should not be going back below that. If you do, more trouble on the horizon. Probably going to any kind of loss that you sustain here, you can make up by buying down lower. So bullish on this. It should not be going back, closing below the 21 week. That's where I would be looking to accumulate. That's the weekly chart. The daily chart, let's look at it. We're back to the 100-day EMA. So a little bit more cautious here because we closed at the 50 and held support there. We did not hold it here. So now look at the daily moving averages, looking a little bit like it wants to retest a little bit lower here. So the good thing, right, the 200-day is above these wicks and above this low. So if we're lucky enough to get down in here, could be a great opportunity for some more accumulation, kind of this 2.5 cent level right there. So hopefully that helps you. Virginia out. Thanks so much for the super chat. Awesome. Any other requests? I'm always happy to do it. Let's try to limit to one request per person at least until we get everybody. I would love to do 100 requests and do everything, but won't have time today. Probably do a little bit more here. I'll just take your first request. If I don't hit all of your requests, let me know the next stream. Maybe we'll try to do one tomorrow. Maybe we'll try to do one Wednesday. We'll see how much we can keep it going. I feel like this can help the most people, at least for the people that are watching live, because you get a chance to request your alt. So hopefully this is helping someone out there. So let's get to the next one. ACH. Right, we just did. Let's look at the next request. And if it doesn't have much history, I'm not going to be able to do the less history you have on a coin, the less confident you should be on the TA working out, right? So here's our next request. We're looking at the daily chart. We're under the 200-day, so looking at the daily chart, still not a decent setup. Nice move off the lows here. 200% move. So you want to be careful of coins that did too much here. 200%, 300%, 500%, not too bad. There's some coins that did like a 10x, 1,000%. Those you want to be wary of for the next moves. And I could show you why here in a little bit, but maybe we have, I don't know if we'll have that much time today. We'll do it on the next live stream. If not, remind me, someone. Okay, so back to the chart. Bullish because you're above all your moving averages. By definition, if you're above all your moving averages, you're more bullish. For the short term, we're still below our big guy here, the 200-day. So a little bit more cautious there. We're trying to flip more macro bullish, but until you get above your 200-day, it's just more caution. Let's zoom out to the 5-day. Let's go to the Gaussian channel. It's a quick check, right? See where you're at. 5-day Gaussian channel, middle of the channel, like most. You're above your 21. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly snapshot. Gaussian channel a little bit less important, but guess what? You're above your 21 week, which not many coins are there. So a little bit more bullish than not. On the daily, we're still under that 200 day on the daily. I would like to get back above, like, you know, that 7,300 area. But you know, looking at this chart, we got some work to do, right? We're looking to flip this zone to get more bullish, right? You can see where we hit. We're kind of in our despair capitulation from, you know, Q4 of 2022. Now kind of rise from the ashes a little bit to get the Phoenix going. Maybe we're looking at maybe kind of this ascending kind of wedge here, right? You see this move up, and then we're just gonna test this and kind of hold up in here. And maybe, you know, through the summer we keep testing this. But once we break this, you know, maybe up of, you know, this 9,000 area, right? Then you can start to take note. Once we clear, you know, that and all our moving averages on the weekly, we're looking to probably, you know, pick up the pace. But a lot of coins will likely be stuck in these zones until altcoin season can rescue them. So watch for that, right? Side notes here, right? So make notes of this zone. The most important thing on this chart right here is that zone I drew. This is a resistance zone, and you want to be looking at this for your coins. And also note what key moving averages are in that zone. This is going to be huge. If this can flip, you know, 8,500, then you can pick up steam, but you've really still got a little bit more resistance ahead, right? You're looking at kind of our final resistance, I would say, is kind of right there, just above a penny. And if we can do that, then we'll pick up steam probably in a much bigger way. So watch for that on the daily and weekly. Hopefully that helps you. So kind of a quick recap there. Let's see, next one. Velo, let's go look at it. Again, if I missed your, you know, if you're requesting multiple coins, ask again the next stream. I just want to try to get to as many people as possible. Hopefully that, you know, makes sense for everyone. All right, so weekly snapshot, downtrend, but came into any coin that came in, you know, late, 2021. This is a little bit more cautious because hell, man, it got just destroyed in the bear market. But some coins, it's not out of the normal. A lot of coins kind of look like this. So off the lows, up 1,300%, 1,400% from the November lows. Back below the weekly. So, you know, still got to be leaning a little bit more cautious here for the short term. Let's zoom in to the 5-day Gaussian channel. Underneath the 5-day Gaussian channel. So a lot of coins are doing a little bit better than this one right now. Still good time to dollar cost average accumulate if you're a believer in this long term. But for right now, there's going to be altcoins outperform it because of the position that it's at for the Gaussian channel, for the position that it's at under the moving averages. So if this is on your radar, you know, and if it's at the top of your radar, I would probably start moving a little bit lower. Maybe accumulation long term, but, you know, no panic just yet. I mean, compare this chart to ACH, and it's like, this is what you want to be looking at. Not so much this just yet. Not that it can't do well or outperform most, you know, down the line. But I mean, it's like you're looking at, you know, Olympic champion bodybuilder here versus, you know, day one beginners. Not that you can't outperform in the long term, but for the day-to-day contest, you know, we have a clear winners here, right? And clear winners, this one's not looking as great for now. So no disrespect, but I'm just stating facts here. Right, daily chart. I mean, just by definition, right, bearish, right. Underneath all moving averages, underneath your 200, I would kind of wait till this simmers down a little bit. Maybe get back in your accumulation kind of zone down in here, and then maybe start to accumulate a little bit more. But for now, this is a red flag for me. So watch out for this one underneath all your moving averages, and, you know, gaining momentum. It looks to be right. So hands off of this one. At least for now, you're right. Your strength, your RSI is really low, right? You know, getting oversold, sure. You know, back in this zone, you could stay there, right? That's the risk that you're running by accumulating. You know, big time here. I would hands off, accumulate. You know, small dollar cost average as you get down in here. Okay, but your money is going to be better performing in other alts for the next, you know, several weeks. You know, Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is going to be, you know, a much better choice than this for the near future. Maybe long term it flips around. Hopefully that's making sense to you. Let's see what else. We can do XDC since I feel bad on this coin. XDC. We'll look at this one, and then we'll get to some more requests. I don't know how far I am in the chat. It looks like we still got a lot more requests here. I don't know if I'll be able to get to all of them today. So XDC on the daily, nice, nice move down. Let's look at the higher time frame charts. Let's look at the 5-day. We're above. We're above a good a bit. The 5-day Gaussian channel looking like, very similar to Bitcoin right now. Have a chance to turn this green in the next couple of weeks to months. I would say probably leaning on months, but we're gonna have to close, start to close support here around this 3,700 level. Otherwise, at risk of coming back into the channel. You don't want to do that after leaving it, right, on the 5-day. Let's flip to the weekly here. Holding support on the EMA 34 and 21. So that's where I kind of draw my line in the sand. To remain bullish on this, we cannot close back below here. Otherwise, you're at risk of coming back. You have your high, lower high, and we reversed it here. So you don't want to give that trend back, right? You don't want to make a lower low, right? This would be the cut line. If we come back below here, right, that would be kind of worst case. That would be where I would cut. But really, short term, we should not be closing back below this 3,500 level. So, a dollar cost average right in this area, good for the long term. And you could even use this as a zone right here, right? You see this? So that is a good zone for, accumulating. Bullish retest, right? This breakout, nice move up, retest, and then go again. Perhaps, maybe it's not that quick. Maybe we just hold up here and then kind of work our way back up. Take out this high. If you take that out, then you got to look at your next level, which your next resistance up here, right? 6,500. You got some resistance here, which no surprise. Look where we hesitated, right? Why would that be? I mean, it's painted for you. This is why TA works wonders on the bigger time frames. If you got in here, you're like, well, hell, where could resistance be? I don't know. Right where it says it's going to be, right in this zone. I mean, you can't even make that up, right? That's perfect execution. And someone made a shit ton of money buying down here and selling up here, or buying down here on the way up, right? You sell when resistance approaches. You need to be selling at resistance or shorting, and buying or longing at support. And there's no other way to do it. Unfortunately, in bear markets, you don't know where there's not really much support. So you wait for bullish crossovers. You got the EMA 8 on the weekly crossing over here. And like I said, when you do that, when you start crossing EMA 8s to the upside or downside, you're gaining massive momentum. So there's your bullish breakout right there on that week, mid-March. And you're seeing some follow through that a couple weeks later. And now we're just simply kind of bullish retest so far on the EMA 21, right? So good times, looking pretty good. XDC, hopefully that helps. Let's see what else. I'm running out of water here, so I can go till I get water. So question, what do I think about the possible recession? Sure, I think there's a possibility that we're already in one, right? Most recessions aren't realized until you're, in hindsight. Are we in one? It doesn't really seem like it, right? It seems like, everyone's still buying houses in my neighborhood and selling houses. People are still buying cars here, buying a lot of things. I haven't seen much change in my neck of the nape. But I think... anything kind of global events that we all know about are already baked into the price. So, no need to panic. Anytime we're going to have a crash, like the Black Swan event of, March of 2020, those are unforeseen events. Nobody knew the pandemic was going to happen that quickly. And that's why you see those flash panics. So if we're going to have a recession, great. People know about it. Doesn't matter. I don't think it'll reflect prices that much. That's just my opinion. You can take that with a grain of salt if you wish. SNX. I can do some SNX. That was oldie but a goodie, right? That came in late. Let's take a look at it, right? I'll stop wanting talking. All right, so we haven't talked about SNX in a while. Weekly under the moving averages, under the 21 week, so a little bit less bullish than other coins. We need to recover, right? We don't want to be, anytime you're closing under the 21 week, it's a warning shot from your coin, right? We're still good here after getting above it, a couple weeks ago, right there. That was your warning shot. So maybe we have some more lower prices to come because of that. Let's look at the 5-day Gaussian channel. I would doubt that it's green, right? So middle or lower tier, you're a little bit more, slightly more bearish if you're in this lower tier of the 5-day Gaussian channel. You're slightly more bullish if you're up here. We've only had 2 neon green candles. You want all your candles green, right? I mean, look at how bullish it got, right? Anytime you're getting back into the 5-day Gaussian channel, it's kind of acts like tar, right? It just holds you there, and it's kind of your sign, your early sign that things are shifting to the bears, especially if you've been above it. Now, not a ton of history before that, but you can see right back here, right? That was kind of your, fly on a fly trap, right? You kind of just get stuck here, and then you get sucked down, and that's when the trouble starts. And then conversely, right, we're going back up now. So it's slow start for a lot of these, and you have plenty of time, right? It's not until your coins are above the 5-day Gaussian channel and your channel is green to when you can start to get the bigger moves, right? And we've seen a couple coins that are there already, but very few at this point, and you still have time to accumulate here. Anytime you're under the 5-day Gaussian channel, those are accumulation times, barring you're in a bear market, that can really hurt you. You want to kind of wait till the bear market ends, and then once you start to enter again, so now we're in long-term accumulation mode. If you're a believer in, these altcoins, if you're still a believer in the projects for, the next several years, then these are accumulation times, not panic times, not FOMO times. You don't need to rush into any alts right now. We're in the definition of Bitcoin season. If you missed the earlier part of the stream, right, we're looking at this index, right? Go do yourself a favor. If you don't have it yet, blockchaincenter.net. It tracks altcoin season and Bitcoin season for you. It's a free tool. It's free, 100% free. Blockchaincenter.net, or just Google altcoin season index. I think this is the first link, right? We're in Bitcoin season, right? Anytime you're in, at least creeping up here to that green blue area, then you can see alts like 2 or 3x, right? Look at the early parts of 2023. That's right here, right? I mean, look at this date right here. Right when we were, going up here, this is when you get these little mini altcoin seasons, right? This is when you get, alts going 200, 300, 400%, somewhat even more than that. And it takes being up here to do that. And we're just simply not going to likely to do that on any altcoins because of where we are right now. So hopefully that makes sense. You can go check this out. It's free, right? SNX. Let's see what else. VeChain, and then we'll hit Chainlink, and then we're probably starting to run out of time for this one, and we'll do more on the next stream. Maybe we'll do another one tomorrow. Seem to like how this one's turning out. We have 88 people at some point, at least looked in here. 22 people still watching. So I appreciate you all watching this long. If you have, hit the like button, help spread the word. Let's get to the request. Back on track, VeChain. I have it here somewhere. I'd probably just be faster just typing it in. There it is. VeChain, 5-day Gaussian channel check. Same as we just looked at. You got time, right? No need to panic, but you are back in the channel. So just like when you enter the 5-day on the top side, you're starting to turn a little bit more bearish. Anytime you enter on the bottom side, you're starting to turn a little bit more bullish. But we still have some time. Probably going to be summertime before a majority of these alts have even a chance to have their Gaussian channel turn back green. Because how do you turn it back green? You got to have your prices above the channel and maintaining above it. That's how it turns green, by going up. So you're not going to get the channel to move up if you're still below it, right? Or in it, right? So we need VeChain to get above 3 cents again, right? Plain and simple. The 200 EMA would be great. But you could see, clear kind of zone here, right? And this is kind of a bigger zone than a lot of coins have, but here's your zone. Here's your resistance zone starting around, 3,300 there, right? See that? And ending, right? VeChain will really pick up steam, in my opinion, above 4,500 right there, because you'll break out of, you'll break the 200 EMA, right? Let's go to the weekly and see how it looks, right? You'll be above your Gaussian channel. Look at the 200 week, right? The 200 week is right there, right? No surprise that it's held resistance there. It's not shocking, right? And your zone ends, your resistance zone, if you see VeChain above 4,500 there, 4.5 cents, right? You're going to see some bigger moves, right? You'll be above the 5-day Gaussian channel. It'll likely be green. You're above your moving averages. That's when these coins, you want to get in, right? If you want to be safe, you wait till the Gaussian channel turns green. You wait till the resistance zones are gone, and then you can, rocket out of there, right? But until then, it's just accumulation phase, right? And the 200 week, that would be kind of where we really start to turn a corner for VeChain. The 200 week is at 32.43 right now. You can see it up in the top there, right? If you want to do these ribbons like I have, this is only one indicator on TradingView. So if you want to just use their tier 1 version and you don't want to pay a bunch, right? This gets you all your moving averages in one indicator. So this is called the EMA ribbon, right? And then you just customize whatever colors you want, right? I just have it set up like this. So you can go look at the settings. I can do a whole live stream on this if you want, but then just type in what you want, right? This is the EMA 8, 14, 21, 34, 50, 100, 200. And then occasionally I'll use the 600. You can see down there, but I have that turned off, right? And you can customize that. You can customize all this, right? There's your colors. You can make how thick you want them. So that's one indicator. So you don't have to use like, I used to use like a moving average per setting, right? But now you can use the EMA ribbon and just use as one indicator on TradingView. So if you're familiar with TradingView, they charge based on how many of these guys you want. So that could be very helpful for someone. But VeChain, there's your breakout level. Let's see what else we got. All right, a lot of requests for GRT, so I'll do Chainlink and GRT, and that'll probably be it for this one. Austin, we have some early subscribers here. Austin was around when a couple years ago, even maybe 3 years ago, when I really started. My cat started a random live stream when I was downstairs. Jumped on my keyboard. Somehow I had hotkeys enabled, and there was a live stream going for hours, and I didn't even know about it. People were texting me and messaging me even on Twitter. I think that's how I found out about it. That there was a live stream going for hours, and I was not up here. I was not even aware that it was going on. So shout out to all my early subscribers. Let's go to, back on track, Chainlink, and then we'll do GRT, and I think that'll end it for this live stream. So if you don't want Chainlink or GRT, you can click off now and save yourself the hassle of me rambling anymore. Chainlink, let's get to it. He's up here. Chainlink weekly chart, the most sideways any coin has ever been in history of anything. We're deadlocked in this zone from $9 to $5.50, and until proven otherwise, we could remain here for imagine in the next 78 years. We're just down here, right? No, I don't think that's going to happen. But Chainlink, sideways consolidation. We're building a base for our next bull run. Hopefully this will give us a big move out of here. But until then, right, no panic. We're under the 21 week. So still no panic. No need to FOMO in. Accumulation down in this range. The 200 week is where we will pick up steam, right? $10, right? Make it clear cut. $10 and upwards, where we'll have plenty of time. $10 gets above the 200 week. $10 gets us above this zone. $10 gets us above all three of these rejection wicks here, right? That's going to be a big level for Chainlink. If you see Chainlink above 10, we'll have to get spotlights on the neon sign. We'll have to get we'll have to throw in the Sergey shirt. It's gonna be gangster time when we get above $10 Chainlink. All right, but until then, we're in the calm phase, right? Right, we're under the 21 week. We're just accumulation, right? No need to panic. 5-day Gaussian channel, we're not even close, right? Just like most alts, right? We're not there yet. Again, we're gonna have to get above like all of our range highs to even turn this channel green. So this is why $10 Chainlink will do that. A $10 Chainlink is where the party starts. Okay, plain and simple, right? $10 Chainlink. Daily chart, you don't even need to look at the daily chart, right? We can turn off everything. I mean, we're sideways, like hell, sideways. So we're stuck between 9 and 550 until proven otherwise. We've even tested the 200-day EMA. We can't seem to do it, right? We're stuck. Just make it clear. Make it a clear level. $10. We get above 10, we're all in, right? Okay. I don't even know. GRT. Let's get the GRT, and then we'll kind of rough it out from there. Probably end it for now, and maybe we'll do another one tomorrow because this one seemed to go pretty well. Seemed like we're helping a good bit of people. If you liked it, hopefully you can let me know somehow. GRT. This one is a good one for one I'm actually monitoring on my personal radar. I can cover that more, kind of what I'm looking for too. I have a handful of alts that I'm looking to accumulate for the long term for the next bull run. This happens to be one of them. So side note on that. We're at the 200-day though, so this is making me a little bit more cautious. We're on the verge of closing today back under the 200-day since early March here, right? We have this is that Bitcoin fake out down, right? When Bitcoin went to 19.5 here. A lot of altcoins saw this kind of massive correction quickly. With Bitcoin dominance going so high, this concerns me that, a lot of people are kind of FOMOing into alts at this upper tier and could likely get washed here if Bitcoin decides it wants to go back to 25K. With Bitcoin dominance being so high and Bitcoin season being here, a lot of alts could see, these prices again or even lower. So just be cautious right now. We're back below the 200. We'll see if it ends up being a wick, right? We were there a couple days ago. So we need to watch this close. If we close under here, right, that's probably hands off until we're back above it, right, for GRT here. So let's look at the weekly. Now we're still good here, right, because on the weekly we're above the 21 week. So you're bullish, still okay as long as you're above the 21 week. So 13 cents for GRT is where I'm drawing the line for the strong bulls to be out. Now if we put on closing prices here, some would argue this is more of a bullish setup because of move up. I'd say more consolidation here. Let's look at the Heikin-Ashi candles, right? A little bit of bear momentum the past couple weeks, right? I covered Heikin-Ashi candles a little bit more in depth. We can talk about those more as well in future live streams. But this is the cut line for GRT to remain super bullish in this uptrend, right? Let's take a measure move off the lows to the highs. 360%, still looking okay. Right, even from the lows here, right, we're looking at 156% off the lows. Perfectly normal here, right? We're still good, right? But, buying at the 21 week, that's where you want to buy. Buy at support. And you have a tight stop loss. If your stop loss only, your risk tolerance only allows it to be right in there or just under, right? Here's your first kind of, this will be a tight stop loss, maybe like 1260 right in there, just under this wick, in case we do get a flush. But a really logical stop loss, which we should not cross back under, is kind of this 10-cent level. So if you can tolerate it, right? If we close under 10, we're likely going back down to this level. So that would be kind of your cut. Any kind of losses you accumulate here, you can make up for by buying more lower. But buying here in effort to, think we're going to bounce, which we could, right? Altcoins could bounce here. And a lot of them are at the 21 weeks, so that's a good spot to add to your position in case we do bounce. And if we do bounce here, maybe we see this altcoin season start to come back around here, because anytime we're down here, barring this early 22, but go back and look at earlier times here, right? We don't spend a ton of time down, but 2019, right? Keep in mind. We're looking for this kind of move, right? A move back above 25 to start to see alts really start moving again. Until we get that, we're probably, alts are not going to like FOMO to the upside, right? We can start to do that if we get back above, 25, 35, 40. You'll see altcoins, 2 or 3x seemingly overnight, certainly over the weekly charts for sure. But until then, right, watch that chart, right? Watch this chart, and that'll tell you when alts will start to move again. But, cautious right now, GRT buying at the 21 week, right at 13 cents on the nose. So, I can only give you my opinion so much, but buying at 21 week, let's check the 5-day Gaussian channel. I don't know if we did already. Upper tier, right? So a little bit more bullish than some alts, right? We're in the upper tier of the 5-day Gaussian, so hopefully that helps. Look at the 5-day Gaussian. We'll talk more about this. I'm a big believer in that. So hopefully this stream helps someone. I don't know how long we've been going. Do not see the timer anywhere. I think it's probably over an hour. Still don't see the timer. Hopefully that helps you. It looks like we started at 10:30. We've been going for almost an hour and a half, so that's probably enough. Got to run out. Got some more stuff to do. We'll do more. Maybe we'll do another one tomorrow. So get your requests ready for tomorrow. Be sure to tune back in. Probably about the same time. Maybe around 10:30 Eastern time. We'll try to go around there. Go to our free Telegram. It's underneath all my videos. Free Telegram. If you want more content, more daily updates, more one-on-ones with me, more interaction. That's what Patreon's for. Check us out there. The Silver Group. We have a private group there for alerts and things. So hopefully to see you at one of those. Otherwise, Twitter, right? Check us out on Twitter. And I hope to see you on our next stream. Thanks so much. thanks so much for being here. Appreciate all the good comments. Thanks for the requests. I'll do more tomorrow. Our live stream. Thanks so much, guys. I recognize a lot of good names, and I appreciate having all the good people here. I'll see you on the next one.